Hi amigas, welcome to season 2 of the Daily Cafecito. If you are new here, welcome to the space that helps empower you and inspire you to become the best version of yourselves, one sip at a time, you guys. Hi amigas, welcome back. I am so excited to be back and filming this for you guys. It's been a long time. I've taken a long break and I feel like I truly deserve to really slow down. I slowed down pretty much, you guys, for my mental health, and I want to get all into that here. I want to talk a little bit about my mindset during pregnancy, kind of where I've been at, my plans and my goals moving forward, and yeah, just how I navigated through my pregnancy, working a full-time job, creating content, and how the fuck do I do it all? Okay, so we're gonna get all into that. I want to share with you guys a lot of tips on, regaining confidence when you have gone through a really challenging part in your life, or just when you feel like you don't recognize who you are or you don't recognize this life that you're in. I want to share with you guys just a few tips that kind of really helped me stay in a very positive mindset during my pregnancy. And this doesn't necessarily mean, you guys, that pregnancy has to be the challenge that you kind of relate to on this, because this could be many things, many challenges in your life that just really affected how you live your day-to-day life. Like this could be a newfound, illness that has really affected the way that you live your life. It could be anything, you guys, but for me, it's going to be pregnancy, becoming a first-time mom, and different things like that. We're going to get all into that. I want to share a lot about what I have planned for the Daily Cafecito, which I actually had a big launch planned, you guys, for this. And honestly, I was being unrealistic with a newborn. It just was not realistic for me to be able to get all of these things done. So then me chansa, because I have a lot of plans for this brand. I want to do merch. I want to upgrade this whole background, you guys. I want to do a lot of things and just make it a little bit more, I want to say like bougier, I'm ready for the Daily Cafecito to grow, and that's really, my priority. Actually, after my son is my priority, but my second priority is just to really grow my brand and my business, Empowered Social Co. You guys know I'm in the marketing industry, and I own a marketing agency, and I just really want to buckle down, you guys. I'm just so ready to learn pretty much, how do I explain this? I feel like a new version of me. I feel like I am a whole different woman now, and I'm ready to be like this classy, sexy, like bad bitch that I know that I am. And I'm just really ready to regain that confidence, especially in my body and my mindset, and just really tackle this whole mom thing, because this is very, very new to me. And I want to portray that. I want to portray that through my podcast. I want to be real with you guys. And you can expect all of that in season 2. I want to just be a little bit more like high value. And I always talk about that on my podcast, but I don't feel like I was truly living up to that. And I maybe was. I'm being hard on myself. But I feel like this season 2, you guys, it's going to be on a whole different level. We're going to get really deep into it. And yeah, we're just going to get all into it, you guys. I don't know if you guys noticed the rebrand on Instagram, but I really wanted to involve the color red, because of the red, I feel like just really gives off like divine feminine, high value, and like sexiness and classy. And that's really who I'm working on becoming, because I feel like who I was before, we don't know her. I don't know who she is. We'll go into all of that, you guys. We're gonna get into all of that because I feel like I did mourn her a little bit, but I'm just excited. Like I feel like I love this new found purpose in my life and this newfound mission and goals, and we're gonna get into all of that, you guys. But first and foremost, I want to talk about pregnancy and kind of how I felt throughout my pregnancy, my mindset, and how kind of hard it was. And again, you do not have to relate what I talk about like right now to pregnancy. This could really relate to any other type of challenge in your life, especially when this challenge affects the way that you go about your life on a day-to-day basis. So during my first trimester, you guys, I was so sick. Like I couldn't even get out of bed. I was so nauseous all day, 24/7. And on top of that, I had just started a new job as a marketing coordinator in the home building industry, which was really important for me because this was a huge growth opportunity for me in my career in marketing. So it was tough. It took a really big toll on my mindset and my mental health, and I feel like I almost thought that I couldn't do this. I was so sick, you guys. I couldn't even go to the gym. I would come home from work. I don't even know how I would make it 8 hours a day feeling this way. Like, I was struggling. It was so, so hard. And honestly, I feel like I did go into a little bit of a depression because I felt like I did kind of mourn for myself and who I was before I was pregnant. Because again, it was like a huge life change, and my day-to-day life didn't look nothing like how it used to before, and it still doesn't. It's still a huge change, but I'm getting better. Like, I feel like now I am looking at more of the positive instead of the negative, where before I was in a space where I was kind of very much looking at the negative. Like, my life just looked really different. Like, the things that I used to be able to do were very different. Like, even working out, I couldn't even work out, you guys. That's how sick I was. And the reason why I want to get into this now is because I am past that. And I know that a lot of it was also because a lot of my hormones were changing and, my life was changing. Like, of course it was going to get hard, you guys. Like, this was a very big change for myself. And I always reminded myself that, like, this is temporary. Like, things are going to get better. Things are, they're going to progress. And I always felt this so deep in me that I knew that this was temporary and this wasn't going to last forever. And I always hold on to that. Everything in life is temporary, you guys. Things are always changing. You're never going to be in this position, whether it's good or bad. You're never going to be in this position again. So I always hold on to that because things are constantly changing. And I try to really find the beauty in the pain. And it's like, how they say beauty is pain. Beauty is pain, but more like on a physical level, like doing lip injections and Botox or whatever. Beauty is also pain mentally, you guys. And there's beauty in the way that I was suffering, and it was pretty much, it made sense why I was suffering, you guys. I was so sick. My life just looked completely different, and I just felt like I didn't feel like myself. I didn't know who I was. I didn't recognize who I was. I didn't recognize my life. Like, it was a lot, you guys. But after my first trimester, things got so good. I was no longer sick. Everything was just amazing. I was going through my pregnancy. And it wasn't until the very end of my pregnancy where it kind of started to get a little hard again. I think because I was feeling heavier and it was just getting time like closer for me to give birth to this baby. Aside from, the first few months of my pregnancy, everything else was 100% amazing, you guys. And I honestly have my husband to thank for that. It's so important, literally, who you choose to have kids with, because if I didn't have the faith in him to really support me throughout this entire journey, I would have never gone through it, you guys. Now looking at my son, obviously, like, I don't even care, but it's just like, he made this such a beautiful experience for me. And I truly hope that you guys are, if you're single and you're looking for a man, that this is one of the qualities that you are looking for, like, in him, especially if you want to be a mom and you want to have kids. Like, look for a man that has the qualities that are going to make you feel like the most special person, especially when us as women, you guys, we go through so much, like, from periods to being pregnant to birth control to, there's so many things that our bodies as women go through. And if you have a man that can support you to this extent, like, that is so important, you guys. You have to be able to, as a woman, we have to be able to have support when we are in our most, like, feminine energy. And I feel like pregnancy is just that. I took a big break while I was pregnant, you guys, because I had just started a new job. And again, I was, hormonal, I was pregnant. Like, I really wanted to go through the feelings and the emotions and not spread myself too thin, because I was tired 24/7. It was just really, really hard. And that's kind of like the main reason for the break. And again, because I was kind of navigating through this new journey, and it was all super new for me. I was trying to figure out new habits and new routines, and it was a lot, you guys. And honestly, pregnancy really prepared me for this change as a mom, because it gave me the time to really process everything. Like, oh shit, like, I am gonna be responsible for another little human being. And I feel like once I gave birth to him, you guys, it was very hard for me during pregnancy to really, like, for things to really sink in. Like, this is happening, girl. It wasn't until I feel like I really was in the hospital, like, about to give birth, that I'm like, this is real. Like, this is really, really happening. And when I saw him, it's just like a feeling that I can't explain, you guys. Like, it's like everything in your body changes to, like, hyper focus on taking care of this human. Like, you are responsible for this human. You are taking care of this baby. Like, it was just such an amazing experience. And like I said, I have my husband to really thank for that, because he made this experience really amazing for me, you guys, and very tolerable and easy. And even now, like postpartum, it has been super easy for me. Like, I can't even complain. I do get a little bit of postpartum anxiety, but I feel like that's natural, because I'm kind of learning my baby. I'm learning his, habits, and kind of like when he's hungry, I'm learning when he's tired. And it's just a huge like life change, but it caused me a lot of anxiety, because I'm like, I want to make sure I'm taking care of him in the best way possible, One of the things that really did affect me, I feel like postpartum, is breastfeeding. You guys, the breastfeeding is the pressure, literally the pressure. And honestly, I've gotten a lot of positive like DMs, positive comments, and I was not prepared at all for the breastfeeding part. I honestly, I didn't know how serious it was, and how like time consuming it was. Like, nobody warned me about this. Girl, this has been the hardest journey, and now I'm slowly starting to stop, you guys, because it has taken a huge toll on my mental health. And not only that, I feel like I wasn't feeding my baby enough. When I took him back for his first week appointment, he didn't gain all of his his birth weight back, so it was a little bit concerning. And not only that, you guys, it was a lot, like having to make sure that I'm eating enough so that I can produce enough for him. And it was just a lot, you guys. And that's all I'm gonna say about that, because if I get any more outside opinions and outside feedback on this, it's gonna stress me out. Honestly, it was making me super depressed. It was painful. Like, I just was not enjoying it at all. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna starve him, you guys, at all, because now he's at 4 ounces. Like, he's drinking 4 ounces, and I am not producing enough to feed him and people, it's funny because I would talk about this on Instagram, and I had a lot of women that were like, you're feeding him enough, like your body's making enough. I'm like, if my baby is crying y le doy a bottle of formula and he is taking that instantly, you guys, my baby's hungry. Like, I am, as long as he is eating and he is being fed and he is gaining his weight and he's healthy and it doesn't matter to me. Like, I told myself I was not going to beat myself up about it anymore, because honestly, it was making me depressed just thinking about it. Because people really make you feel like you are not a good mom because you're feeding your baby formula. I'm like, dude, oh my God, not to sound like mamona right now, you guys, but it was stressing me out, because I'm like, you're going to shame me because I'm giving my baby formula, yet you might have breastfed for a year, but then once you have your baby, or once he's a year, you're giving him Coke, you're giving him Pepsi, you're giving him hot Cheetos. All of these things have everything that, not everything, but some of those ingredients that you are so against of in formula are found in other things that you are feeding your baby, no matter what. So anyways, that's all I'm going to say about that, you guys, because it really just, it's so triggering, because I'm like, do not make other women feel like they are not taking care of their baby because they chose not to breastfeed for as long as however it is, or because, they're not breastfeeding. You are doing an amazing job no matter how you decide to feed your baby, you guys. You as a mom knows what's best. They know what's good for their baby, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Anyways, okay, I don't want to talk about that no more, because it was so triggering. It was a lot. And if I could say, the hardest thing about having a baby, you guys, is the breastfeeding for me. My pregnancy was easy, my delivery was easy. The breastfeeding, oh my God, yeah, no. So I was like, my baby's almost 2 months, or he is about to be 2 months, and I'm like, what, I can't do this no more. I'm feeding him the little bit that I can, the little bit that I'm even producing, but I'm like, I'm not gonna starve him. If he's hungry, I'm gonna give him formula if that's what it has to be. So anyways, we are gonna skip that topic, because I really want to start talking about confidence and body positivity. You guys, pregnancy causes a lot of changes in your body, in your boobies, your stomach. A lot of changes happen, not only mentally but physically. And this could happen with any big change in your life that I feel like makes an impact on your mindset and your body image. So you can relate to this on any sort of level. It doesn't just have to be through pregnancy. I've had a lot of friends that have gone through really hard times in their life. It could be divorce, it could be, losing someone that really just affected you, physically and mentally, to where you no longer feel like yourself. And it's so crazy, because I feel like old me would have really beat myself up for how I look. And even though it does get to me sometimes, I'm pretty proud of how I look, like I grew and I birthed a baby, and it's like that makes me happy, the fact that my body was able to do that, on its own. And honestly, I feel like what has really made that happen for me is how much I work on my confidence and how much I love my body for what it's done for me, and just learning to fuel my body based on feeling good and not just like looking skinny or things like that, like at this point I feel like I'm on a new mature level where it's like my body, it's not that serious, you guys. Like, especially if you are looking to get back to like your pre-pregnancy weight, or there's a moment in time where like you want to look like her again, you can look like her again, and you will look like her again as long as you are moving towards that every single day. And that's what I tell myself. Like, I am not going to be stuck in here and become a victim of the way that I look and allow it to really affect the way that I feel about myself mentally. Because I'm like, I'm going through life. Like, my body is not always going to stay the same. My body is going to change. And this goes for all of you guys. Your body is always going to be going through different things, especially as women. Like, why are we so hard on ourselves for the way that our body looks and the way that, it's changing, when it's like our bodies are literally superheroes? Like, not only do we deal with periods, we deal with hormonal changes like birth control. Like, there are so many factors that affect us as women, you guys, that it's like, why are we so hard on ourselves? Men could literally never. But a few things that I've kind of been doing to really help, get myself back on, like, not really pre-pregnancy weight, but just feeling good and just being confident is, practicing like looking in the mirror and just learning to love who I am, and just really speaking the things that I love about myself out there, you guys. Like, just focusing on the positive rather than the negative. And I think that helps a lot. It helps a lot. And also journaling, like really just sitting down and writing down your thoughts. And I actually shared a few journal prompts on my Instagram that I feel like have really been helpful to really just help me feel more confident and really just dig deep into the way that I'm thinking. And I think that that's very, very valuable. If you could sit down and really just pour your thoughts onto a journal or a piece of paper, I feel like that is so, so important, because it's a form of self-love. Like, it's kind of like the way that you're communicating with yourself is by writing things down on a piece of paper. It's so helpful, amigas. I highly recommend that you guys try that. And I shared a few journal prompts on my Instagram, so you guys could check those out. They truly, truly help me, and just really dig deep on what is triggering these emotions in you. What is making you feel less than? What is making you feel less confident? And it's like, just because I am no longer in the body that I was before and my body looks a little bit different, that doesn't mean that I am less of value because of that. You know what I mean? And I am not going to allow my outside environment to make me feel like that, because when I'm by myself and when I'm looking in the mirror and I see myself, I have no problems with my body. It's when I allow the outside environment to make comments, or my brain just really gets stuck on how other people are going to view me. Like, for example, I'm going to be 100% real. Like, one of the things that really scares me is like, I always want to look the best that I can. I always want to feel the best that I can. And I know that I've gained weight and I'm not at the weight that I want to be at, but I will get there, you guys. I will get there. No se preocupen. But like, my thing is like that, I don't know, like, my fear is like going out in public and seeing someone that I haven't seen since before I was pregnant, and they saw that version of me. And like, now seeing this version of me, like, I fear that the way that they look at me is like, oh, like, look at her now, and kind of in a way where like I am no longer as valuable as I was when I was pre-pregnant, because she was confident. Not that I'm not confident now, but she was a lot more confident. Like, her body looked good. Like, she was just a whole different person. And now who I am now, that's what I'm working on. Like, I want people to view me as I'm still confident. Like, even though my body looks different, even though my mindset is different, my life looks different, I'm going to continue to be the same confident person, because I am never going to give the satisfaction to someone else to view me as less of value because I no longer look like her. That doesn't mean I'm not beautiful. It doesn't mean that I'm worth any less because I no longer look like that. And the same goes to you, amiga, especially if you deal with a lot of like self-confidence and self-love issues. Don't give people the satisfaction of looking at you this way. You build your confidence based on what you look like. And I promise you, if people do view you this way, that they are not meant to be in your life anyway. And it shouldn't matter the opinions that you get from other people whose lives look nothing like how you want your life to look like. They don't pay your bills, you know, they don't affect your daily life. Like, none of that makes an impact on your life every single day. So it shouldn't make an impact on your mindset and how you view yourself. You are in control of how other people treat you, how other people view you, by how you view yourself. If you feel confident, you guys, when you go out in public, all you're gonna see is how people view you as being confident, if that makes sense. Like, if you go out into the world and you're feeling like a piece of shit, you're feeling, let's just say, like, you're calling yourself fat, and obviously don't do this, but I'm just giving an example. Like, if you were calling yourself fat, you felt ugly like before leaving the house, you're gonna go out and that's all you're gonna hyper focus on. You're gonna focus on how other people are viewing you because you're ugly, because you're fat, because you're too skinny, whatever the case may be. If you feel good about yourself when you look in the mirror, your makeup looks good, your outfit looks good, like it's flattering, like you love the way that you look, when you go out, you are going to feel like the most confident bitch out there. Like, you are going to know that people are looking at you because you feel confident, because you look good, because your makeup looks good. And that's how people are going to view you. But you are subconsciously training people how they view you. And it's up to you to really focus on the positive as opposed to the negative. Woo. I really wanted to touch on that topic because I think it's relatable. It's super relatable no matter what you're going through, no matter how, you know, how you're navigating life. It can affect you, because not only does pregnancy do this to you guys, different life challenges do this to you. And I feel like this is very, very common in women. We are just so hard on ourselves, and it's because of the way that society just praises of what a female's body should look like. We're stopping that. We are practicing body positivity. We're practicing, you know, self-love, and just really learning to be the best version of ourselves and love ourselves for who we are, for what our bodies have gone through. And yeah, you guys, I have a lot to talk about, but I want to share it on other episodes. I have so many new techniques and new topics that I really want to touch on for the Daily Cafecito. And then me chance, you guys, because I had a lot of plans for filming this episode. I want to get a new background, a new microphone. Like, I just really want to invest in this brand because I have so many ideas for it. I want to do merch. I want to create a community. Maybe even do some life coaching. I want to speak with you guys one-on-one. And yeah, I'm so ready for the next step in my business, and I want to take this on full time, as well as Empowered Social, which is my marketing agency. With my best friend Tiffany, by the way. And I really just want to take all of this on like full time. And I've done this before, to where I've quit my jobs and I've attempted to, you know, do content creation full time, but I never had the clarity that I do now, you know? So yeah, I'm just ready to grow this brand. I'm ready to connect with you guys on a different level, and for us to speak on different things that, you know, for this new version of me, this new version of you. And this is why I'm calling it season 2, because I feel like a whole new person. My life looks a lot different. The topics that I want to talk about are going to be a lot different. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but because this is actually the second time I filmed this video, because I filmed it the first time with no audio. But I did upgrade the branding for the Daily Cafecito, and I wanted to include a lot of red, just because the color red just gives me a lot of like divine feminine vibes, like very sexy, classy, high value, like luxury. And that is exactly what I want to portray on this channel. So if you are not listening to this, or if you are listening to this, you guys, through audio form on wherever you listen to your podcast on, also make sure to check out the regular video so you could see my face, my outfit, where I'm at on YouTube at Cafecito con Daisy. You can also catch any of my vlogs. I do share a lot of like lifestyle videos, vlogs, and of course the Daily Cafecito podcast is on there in video format as well. So make sure you guys leave me a rating if you enjoyed this video, or if you want to, you know, continue to be on this journey. And make sure to subscribe, like, and comment on YouTube, you guys. It means a lot. But also, if you want to continue on this wellness journey, this, you know, becoming a high value woman and becoming the best version of yourself, I truly believe that what you surround yourself with is what you become. So make sure to interact with this video so you could stay on this side of social media and not on the very toxic side, you guys, because here we're real and raw, and we're here to support one another. So if you guys want to leave a comment, I love when you guys interact with each other in the comments, because I just feel like something positive that you have to say could really impact someone else. So make sure you guys are always checking out the comment section, because you guys, all of these comments are amazing, and there could be something there that could really help you, navigate your day, or there could be something that you are going through and a comment just, makes your day better. So truly, you guys, I truly believe that you girls have a lot to say and a lot of positive things to say, and because everyone's experiences are different. So always leave those in the comments. I love reading those, and I'm sure other women love reading them as well. But I'm so excited to bring you guys on this journey, and I just want to say thank you so much, and I appreciate every single one of you girls for just always being so supportive of my content, of the Daily Cafecito. Like, this is the number one style content that people really ask me for, and it just makes me happy because we're getting somewhere. We are headed somewhere. We're creating that positivity, like bad bitch vibes, you guys. And I just love it so much. And I love being on here and talking with you girls. So yeah, you guys, thank you for joining me on the first episode of season 2 of the Daily Cafecito. And again, make sure to subscribe so you can stay on this train with me. And I will catch you guys on next week's episode. Adios, amigas.